Hello and welcome to another episode of the LowerBitrate Podcast, number 73. In fact, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Me too.
Um, yeah, just all right.
You want to know who's not doing well?
Elon Musk.
No. The people that are listening that are not subscribed to the YouTube or following the Twitter or following the Instagram, they're not doing well because I'm going to break their kneecaps. LowerBitrate.com. That's where you'll find all those links. Save your kneecaps, save a life. Tell a friend, tell your mom. Thank you. How was your week?
Yeah, we go right from those spicy promotions right into the week. I'm never ready for it. Um, yeah, my week was all right. I got to watch some shows, which was fun. Had a good time watching some Netflix this weekend. Oh, that's when I watch my TV. And yeah, other than that, I don't think I've picked up Toad's Fury, aka Super Mario 3D World. Even though I want to, I just haven't had the time. My life is kind of accelerating into chaos for about 2 months. So I'm gonna move into another place in Austin. So yeah, I just haven't had much fun time. Anyway, how was your week?
My week was okay. A little bit of gaming. I am still held down by the shackles of the Kansas City Royals for some reason. Can't get out. um, I've also played a little bit of Path of Exile. I don't know what the fuck is happening with that game. I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea. They have like strayed so far away from what I remember them to be.
hmm
Now it's just like controversy after controversy after controversy after bad take, bad take, bad take. I'm just like, okay. I think after this league, or maybe even before, like I might even just get sucked into another game and just not play it. I think I'm done for a while until they do Path of Exile 2.
hmm
It's just the same thing over and over again.
Tired of it?
Yeah, a little bit. Um, sorry, I had to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze on everyone.
Let's
Um,
see.
thank you.
Wear your mask, you
Please,
filth.
yes. And then Destiny, but we'll talk about Destiny after. Um, what else? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Mother's Day was fine. We
hmm
we went out. I mean, the weather was not fine, and the traffic that came with it was not fine, and my legs were not fine from driving all day. But it was fun. Um, that's pretty much it. That was like 2 days ago, and now we're just starting over the week. So
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day belated to all the mothers out there.
yeah, hug your mamas.
If you forgot to call your mom, call her now.
Yeah.
You're welcome, moms. Subscribe to our YouTube.
So let's talk about Destiny 2.
Yes,
We
let's.
haven't we haven't mentioned this in a while. So season, what was it, 14 or 13? It was okay. I played it late. I got everything that I needed to do done, and pretty much that was it. I got everything, no grinding, playing it casually, fine.
hmm
So today, May 11th, 2021, the new season is supposed to be here. And I figured I did everything that I needed to do today. Let me check it out while I'm eating some lunch.
Some chicken nuggies.
No, what was it? It was a hero sandwich. And yeah, I didn't get to play the game until 4 hours later. The game was non-functional. I couldn't get into any space. I watched one cutscene and kept on getting kicked for the rest of the time.
Why
So
has Destiny launches not changed? That's hilarious.
this one was especially bad. I, I think I know why it's bad, because I'm not giving them a pass or anything, but crossplay is apparently in the game for some people. So
Hmm.
people from PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and what's the other thing that nobody plays? Google Stadia are all intertwined, and I think that's what really messed it up. Not giving them a pass, but this is I think this is one of the important seasons, apparently, for me, because Vault of Glass is coming back.
Oh yeah.
So lots of nostalgia riding on this. I'm gonna need to find another clan, so if you know any people who play on PC, let me know.
Cool.
But yeah, they came out. It came out. I was looking at the weapons and all the stuff. Like, I'm not really butthurt about the whole debacle of the shit launch. You kind of grown to expect it. I think that's like a bigger. The bigger talking point is, why do we expect this every launch of insert game here? I don't know why. It's become a norm.
Why do we expect it or why do we accept it?
Both. Because there's obviously two camps. Like, people are, obviously baby raging, and then there are people who, simping for the developer. Oh, good job, guys, even though you destroyed everything, type shit. I don't know. Let us know what you think. What are your opinions? You, the viewer, yes, listening with the ears. What are your opinions on game launches or patch launches too? Because patch launches happens all the time. Looking at you, Apex Legends, uh, deleting all the people's things for a good minute. Let us know. Anyway, next up,
Mm-hmm.
E3 is dangerously around the corner. What's the vibe? What are you expecting?
I don't know what to expect. Are they doing in-person stuff?
No, this one, I think E3 is supposed to be entirely digital.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's supposed. I think the only people that are going to be there are like production staff. I don't actually know how they're going to do it, but I'm assuming that the production staff will be on site, and then it's just broadcasted, no public at all.
Okay. Well,
I heard that Nintendo's going to be there.
that's spicy.
Will we see a Switch? Because Nintendo usually doesn't pop up at these things unless they have something. When did they announce the Switch? That is a good question.
Um, yeah, that is a good question. If it was at in E3 or not. I thought they always do it their own ways with like Nintendo Directs and stuff.
First look at Nintendo Switch on YouTube was October 20th, 2016. So definitely not E3 time. Um, yeah, so I guess they do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they'll change that approach, because so many eyes will be on E3, I think, this time around. I think people are clamoring for games at this point, because there's a good portion of people who have the next generation consoles, and really, honestly, there's not much for them. I think people are looking towards, like, what is the second round of games that are coming, because those are usually the most spiciest that come out.
Yeah. And they just released Monster Hunter Rise. Like, wasn't that a success?
I haven't heard anything about that game ever since its launch. It's just kind of poofed, and
All
that was
right.
pretty much it. I honestly haven't heard anything. Nothing to get trending, at least.
I have just seen mutuals in the timeline enjoying it.
Still?
I mean, as of last week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at an article right now that's saying that Monster Hunter Rise is Japan's best-selling game 2 months in a row. So people are buying it definitely. And
That's cool.
Capcom hit record profits once again. I remember a time where Capcom was like, "Hello, we are running out of money. We are going to go bankrupt." And they've had a string of successful games. The most
Way to go,
recent one,
Capcom.
most recent one is Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village, or whatever tickles your fancy.
Resident Evil, is the large woman still here?
She definitely is.
What? Fuck, what was his name? Anyway, the red guy who was obsessed with Brienne. The ginger.
The red guy,
Yeah, the red-haired guy.
Norman.
Yes. I've seen memes mixing together him with Resident Evil.
Yeah, people love big women, especially 9 feet, 10 feet tall ones. So if you're, I would like to get that game. I quite enjoyed Resident Evil 7, but I wouldn't enjoy Resident Evil 8 at $60, $70. Give me a
Why did
sale.
they charge so much?
I think it's 60 on PC and it's 70 on consoles. That's the reason why I didn't want to. There's a new game that came out a couple weeks ago. I don't think we talked about it. I think it was like it's being touted as like the first real next gen game that only comes out on next gen consoles. I think it's a PS5 exclusive. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's called Returnal, and it's essentially like a third person roguelike. Like the game never ends.
Mm-hmm.
Some people enjoy it, but I'm not paying $70 for it. I'm so sorry.
Right?
$70 plus tax, that's like
Oof.
$76, $77 where I live. No, thank you. Absolutely no, thank you. And I
Yeah.
can't even get a disc version or anything on sale because I have a digital PS5. So f me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the man. That's the only thing I could have gotten. I did technically get a disc version of a PlayStation, but I had to cancel it because I don't want to take the L having two PlayStations, just in case if
Yeah.
I couldn't sell it. And I don't know. I'm not sour towards an all digital console, like just buying digital games, but it's not it's not fun paying full price for games that easily go on sale. Like Assassin's Creed, the new one, was like I think the lowest I saw was like $25. There's still $60 online on their store.
Huh.
So I mean, it did have some sales to be fair, like right after, but they were like bundling it with a game that I didn't want to play, like $60 for two games, which essentially for me is like $60 for one game because I would not play the other one. So I don't know. I would like to see more like from E3 to answer the question. I would like to see more variety. Like I want to see some Elden Ring. Elden Ring is something I'm really excited for. I will pay $70 for that on release. I'm that hyped for
Elden
that.
Ring is the Game of Thrones game.
No, it's the George R. R. Martin like narrative game, but
Mm-hmm.
the gameplay I guess is from FromSoft. Who they've made like Bloodborne, um, Dark Souls, Sekiro, those type of games, the Souls games. So
What's just gonna come out first, Elden Ring or Winds of Winter?
probably Elden Ring and a remaster. I've given up on any hope that man will make that book happen.
Right.
People have been waiting easily almost a decade just for that one book. Anyway,
Oof.
um,
Never coming out.
are you a fan of Stranger Things?
Yeah, I've watched them.
So you're caught up.
Yeah, I've watched them all.
Did you see the teaser trailer?
No.
I saw it. Not much to go on, but when they usually post teaser trailers, it means that it's coming out relatively soon.
Right.
And I think the wait from season 2 to season 3 was around 2 years.
Yeah, because they grew up a lot.
Yeah, and some of them it was really, really apparent um, that they grew up. But this season seems to be focused on the past. I don't, I don't know.
You think they're going to bring back Barb? That's all I care about.
Barb, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. But it took 2 years, so I think we're due for Stranger Things season 4 this year sometime. I want to say later in the year. Maybe fall time, because usually, I mean, season 3 came out in the summertime. Season 2 came out October of
Mm-hmm.
2017, and then season 1 was in July 2016. So who knows?
Exactly.
But I'm excited. I want to see what the. I hope that this is maybe the last season. Just wrap it up. I think I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I felt that way after the last season. I was like, I could do one more of these.
Yeah, like tell your story, give me a conclusion, and then let these kid actors do other things. That's it. Get other people to work on other things. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna wait 8 years of my life waiting for 2 more seasons. I'm okay.
Yeah, let that kid do more of his prank show, you know?
Which one is that? The one with the braces?
Yeah. Dusty.
Ah, the one with the teeth. No, the one with the braces is the skinny one. The teeth one is the. He has a show. Doesn't he have a show on Netflix?
Yeah. Just like I assumed it was a bad prank show. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got another trailer. This has been the week of trailers. I don't know why. Maybe it's like they're ready for the summer, but another
Mm-hmm.
trailer.
Venom.
Yes. Did you see the first one?
I don't think so.
So the main difference is for me, I saw the first one. The first one was okay. Um, the Spider-Man villains are very special to me. They're really cool, in my opinion. Little symbiotes that are very violent and they look very cool. So seeing a Venom movie that's not tied to Marvel, because they're not going to have that same level of care that Sony has, because the Amazing Spider-Man came out with Andrew Garfield. That is, I don't know where you sit on this issue. Andrew Garfield and Jamie Foxx as Electrode, those were trash.
Good old Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, looking like he was trying to play someone from high school and he was like 32 years old. Spare me.
Pretty sure Andrew Garfield is British. So is Tom Holland, right?
Yeah,
So we had to get it wrong one time. We finally found the correct Brit to play Spider-Man.
I like Tom Holland. He looks young. That's why he's a youngin. But Andrew Garfield wasn't it. So I had my reservations about the Venom movie, the first one. It wasn't bad. I like Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock is okay. Like he's a little weird. Like he's definitely one of those people to be like on Reddit. You know what I mean? Like wink wink on Reddit. Um so
What?
wink wink. Like he's on the weird shit. The press yes to accept Reddits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're talking about Reddit like it's some sort of illicit drug, so sure.
There's some weird Reddits. You not know this?
Oh, I'm sure there are. It's the internet.
Right. Just telling you the vibe I'm getting. It's fine. Boomers will learn.
The hard way.
Mm-hmm. I can send you some links.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If I want to go looking for weird shit on Reddit, figured I can do that myself.
Just let me know. I
All
got
right,
them at
I'll
the
keep
ready.
you posted.
They're bookmarked.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Main difference for me on this trailer is the funny. They're trying to be more funny. Like they're trying to make the Venom character, the symbiote, its own character. I'm okay
Mm-hmm.
with this.
I liked it too.
I'm all right. I'm cool. My only worry is Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody Harrelson. Uh, I don't know. Maybe he just looks
Well,
too old.
isn't he going to be like Carnage most of the times? Spoiler, so who cares?
I guess so, but I mean, the whole point of Cletus Cassidy's in jail. He's like a murderer, right? So the reason why Carnage is red is because of the whole blood thing. Like it's a offspring of Venom, and it's kind of crazier. Like the whole thing of Carnage in the comic books was, I mean, the original thought process was that Carnage was supposed to replace Venom, but I guess they went another way with it, and Carnage was so bad that Spider-Man and Venom had to team up. Like they're they're enemies, and they had to team up to beat up Carnage. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's fucking crazy. It's essentially like, what's that thing that, like the super soldier serum, like it just amplifies like what you are,
Mm-hmm.
and how that did that to John Walker when he finally took it. He just went, off the rails. Same thing applies to here. It's like kind of like a superhero, I don't know, bedrock rules or something. Who knows? Anyway, he's crazy. He's a murderer, and now he's super powerful. So, hopefully it's good, but it's essentially a teaser trailer. So I'm not too worried, but I am worried. This
It's going to be
movie,
okay.
I hope so. I need some copium.
Hit me up with that.
I think that's just like looking at cat pictures online or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I watched a movie this week, The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Mm-hmm.
It is on Netflix. It is from Sony Pictures Animation, I believe. Don't look
Yeah.
don't look up what they've done. The best thing what they've done is Into the Spider-Verse, saving you keystrokes in a Google. Everything else
You're
is
welcome.
meh at meh at best. It was a cute movie. I mean, it's not something like, Raya in The Last Dragon,
Nah.
you know? Like it didn't have that type of like quality on it. It was like a little bit under, like a DreamWorks, you know what I mean? Like right under there. It was
Mm-hmm.
okay. Mostly like Zoomer Gen Z stuff in there. It's a very progressive animated movie. Definitely more progressive than what I've seen, at least. It was okay. Check it out. It's on Netflix. It's free if you have Netflix. So save yourself some time going to the movies.
I watched half of it and I really liked it. I thought the family was funny and the dog was really funny. So I will definitely finish it.
Did you watch the first half or the second half?
The first half.
The first half is a little and then it starts getting really cool towards the middle, and then it just goes off the rails at the end.
Have you ever seen Gravity Falls?
I don't think so.
Okay. It kind of reminded me of that.
Is it a movie or
That's
a
a
game?
good that's a animated show, but it's good.
Okay. So you want to mention this
Anyway,
next one? Because you're the one that
yeah.
put me onto this.
I got hooked on a show called Jupiter's Legacy, aka Justice League, and it's about superheroes dealing with these modern times. They got issues with parenting. They got it's just like what their home lives were like, and then what their supernatural lives is like. But I liked it a lot, and I like where it's going. Um, I'm right at the point where I feel like it's about to accelerate to get really spicy because things are like falling into place. And because I've learned I am more than halfway through the show. So I'm guessing things are going to get real crazy. I like it though. It has tropes, it's obviously a trope in and of itself. It's a superhero genre, but it works. I like it. And the effects are good. So would recommend.
I have finished it, and I'm not gonna give up too much about it. It is a decent show. It is the Fustus League. Like it is definitely like borrowing from some DC stuff,
Hmm.
and just general, you know, off-brand stuff. Like I don't want to call it off-brand because anybody can make their own superhero, but it's definitely like reminiscent of your typical superhero stuff. Um, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of spicy drama too,
Hmm.
and the show I like the way I like the pacing of the show. I thought the pacing was like chef's kiss, real good. I was never bored. There was always something going on, and they mixed it up. Like I can give you a I'm not gonna mention anything specific, but there was something in the present that really wasn't that engaging or interesting, and they would switch to something in the past that had happened in the past, which was super juicy, real
Mm.
juicy. So you don't like you kind of get that like reprieve, like kind of in the. I know some people who get like really into shows, like it's too intense for them. Like just boom, 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 boom. Kind of like Nobody, which we watched, by the way, movie night. Discord link, lowerbitrate.com. Thank you. And yeah, this kind of breaks it up a little bit. Breaks it up. I thought that the shots were good. I thought that some of the music choices were good too. There was a few that stood out, but they're later on, so I can't really mention them.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was a decent show. It was a decent show. They're kind of following the money heist type thing, where the season is not 8 episodes. It's more than that, but they're doing it in parts because I think of filming and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
I think so. Um, but yeah, it was good. I recommend it if you're interested in something like a darker type of hero universe with a lot of like history. If you are a fan of history, there's a lot of history things in there
Yeah.
that people would find interesting.
I found
Uh,
it interesting, and I don't know. It's not like I'm particularly interested in the 1920s for any reason, but I really like how they brought us back then repeatedly. Like I was like, man, I thought I would get sick of these flashbacks, but I love them.
yeah,
They
it
were really engaging.
yeah, the flashbacks were a little off-putting in the very beginning, but I feel like towards the middle you start realizing like where the chips start falling and who is who and what is what, and it just starts making I don't know, just something clicked in my head where I wasn't struggling to identify people, because that's a problem that I have with some shows, is that like somebody will come back or do something and I'm like, wait, who the hell are you? Like I don't remember you.
Mhm.
But I think they do a good job of like establishing a core set of characters, and the acting is not that bad.
Mm-mm.
Like it's not bad at all. Like sometimes these shows like they their main downfall is like porn acting. You know what I mean? Like you can find better actors on Bang Bros 420 or something like that. Um, but yeah, it's not that bad. The effects are super cool. I can't wait till you finish this. We have to talk about this in full detail next week. I'm gonna watch it again. I have to watch it again. I will watch it again. It was that good.
Okay.
So
I'll watch another one tonight.
yeah. So vibe check on Jupiter's Legacy on Netflix. It is a watch. 2 thumbs up for me. Especially
It deserves a watch. Go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
Especially since it's a Netflix original and it's just something different. Like something different to watch that's not cookie cutter stuff. It's the boys.
Did you ever try Shadow and Bone?
No. Maybe? I don't know. Did you tell me to watch that?
Yeah, to try it, but it was young adult and it was about the this zone in the middle that was created by magic. So it's kind of reminded me of Annihilation. They go into this zone. Not as good as Justice League here.
I would argue this is better than Justice League. The original that came out that my eyes saw in theaters and paid $20 to watch.
Right.
With everyone with a Batman t-shirt in the crowd. Hell yeah. Because they build the characters in this show. You can tell that the story in Jupiter's Legacy was carefully crafted to give you character development, which is perfectly fine. Something that was completely absent in the Justice League. Very similar. I mean, but again, it's totally different. Like the main dude, like your Superman, he's not technically Superman. He's like Superman Santa. Like he looks like Santa. But buff Santa.
Yeah, I was like, does he?
Like his face looks like Santa. But apparently this motherfucker's mad old. He has
like 120 or something.
Not even. He was probably like maybe like early 30s in the 20s. You could assume that. Well, also they touched on some in the very beginning. They touched on some like current event stuff. I don't know if you caught that. They kind of glossed over it. They mentioned something about like the economy's in the shitter, and then economic payment plan or stimulus plan. It was something on the news, but they kind of like glossed over it.
Well, yes, I remember that because I saw the parallel between the 1920s and the current day crises.
Right. I think that's what they were doing, right? Because the I don't know if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, in the late 20s there was a stock market crash that caused the Great Depression, which was in the 30s.
And the Dust Bowl happened too, which was like, anyway, that's what he's experiencing when he goes looking for the windmill. Is what happened there was the Dust Bowl.
I'm not familiar with that.
America was fucked. All these dust storms rolled through and killed all of our farmland.
Really?
Almost all. Yeah. Hello, if I'm messing up history, please at me and I'll read it. Maybe. Just kidding.
So if you're watching this, like, feel free. Come in the Discord. We have a channel that is labeled for the podcast. Talk to us. Let us know what you think. We have quite a few regulars in there. Let us know our opinions, their opinions, and, fact check me every week. Come, join the party, pile on. LowerBitrate.com. There's a Discord link. It says it right there. It's a big button. You click it, and then it'll make you sign in, and then you join. That easy.
Easy peasy.
So, we watched a movie this week. Tell us more.
We watched Nobody, starring Better Call Saul, Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk. Very good. Would recommend.
How often do we do this?
Kind. That's all, folks. We do this every week on Mondays at 7. Join us in the Discord.
7 Central. Next week, we're going to watch Ready Player One. So, what did you think?
I really like this movie a lot, but I knew I would because I like Bob Odenkirk a lot. And I think he does really smart, funny projects. So I really like this a lot.
This was one of the movies where me and my girlfriend were considering going back to the movies, but some of them are not open. But this is one of the movies that's showing in the movie theater or the movie theaters around us. And yeah, I wouldn't have been mad if I paid for this. This is kind of like another spin on like the John Wick esque of movies. Like your typical guy, but he's a complete badass. Lots of this movie borrows from a lot of movies. A lot. Like John Wick. What's another one that they borrowed from?
It reminded me a bit of Breaking Bad too. Like it's not just movies.
Yeah, because he does play Saul. Better Call Saul, the lawyer. Oh, just a fair warning though. This is a very violent movie. So if you're not, no kids, leave them at home, or blindfold them or something. Yeah, this was a cool movie. I was calling him Baba Yaga. You know what Baba Yaga is?
Isn't that the guy from The Mandalorian?
No, Baba Yaga is what they call John Wick. The Russians call John Wick. It means the boogeyman.
Oh yeah.
So he is definitely Baba Yaga, like plus. I don't know what it is about these movies where they in the very beginning they touched on they kind of bore you with repeating the same things. He goes to work, he drinks coffee, the wife has a barricade in the bed.
Yeah, that was funny. It's like this impassable wall of pillows between them.
Yeah, the Great
There's
Wall
so
of
much
Cockblock.
subtlety. Yes, like the subtlety in this movie. And then when he goes and he does his exercising every single day, like Bob Odenkirk got fit for this. He's doing his pull-ups and he's just staring into his wife's face, the ad on the side of the bus stop. Oh my goodness. I liked it. And then I guess more as the movie unfolded, you realize like really he wasn't just like staring at her face with like disdain, but really like being like, this is why I do everything I do is for my family.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Yeah, it was definitely like I don't know, something about those movies where the main character isn't who you think he is. It turns out this guy's a badass.
Spoiler.
Yeah,
Turns out
100%.
Dad Odenkirk can kick some ass.
Yeah, he's one of those the government wants nothing to do with him, so they just completely like fucking sharpied, like the thick sharpied his file. And then the Russian hacker that blackmailed some guy in the Pentagon was like, "Yo, don't pay me. I'm fucking out. I'm done." No.
Yeah.
He's basically a nobody. And you know, later comes out that I thought that they were gonna do with the kitten thing. They did something about the kitten in the trailer when I first saw it. I kind of thought it was gonna be like a straight rip off of John Wick, but it wasn't. So grateful for that. And they're probably gonna do a sequel to this, and I'm okay with that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Dude, the RZA, I don't know why he was in this movie.
Did you catch on that that was him from the beginning?
Yes. The RZA has a very distinctive voice.
Yeah, I knew it. It sounded familiar to me. And I'm embarrassed to say, when he bust in on the screen, I couldn't see his face because he just came in like guns ablazing. And I was like, wait a minute, is that Common? Like, has this been Common the whole time? And then I was like, holy shit, it's RZA.
Yeah, RZA has like a very thick Staten Island accent that he's never shed. So yeah, I knew it was him. And then Doc Brown. Doc Brown's like 82 years old. He just
When did
signed
you
on
know
for
it was
this.
him?
What, the RZA?
No, Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Um, when I saw his
You-
face, I didn't.
Really? I didn't know right away because you know how kind of like all very old men kind of look similar, like um I was
Oh,
just like I didn't really think about it. And then finally that showed him from the side and I was like, is that Christopher Lloyd? I was like, wait a minute. So I felt like they concealed the bigger names that would come out and have bigger parts, which I really liked. Like they didn't make it obvious, like, and now cameo Christopher Lloyd. But I feel like they made it subtle so that you wouldn't see what was coming.
no, their names were in the very beginning.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
But even if like I didn't see the names, like Christopher Lloyd he has a very distinctive face. Like I've
He's
seen
changed a lot. I
uh
mean, he looks really old.
he's old, but like you could tell that was the guy from Back to the Future. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then he has a very distinctive voice too. Maybe I've seen
He
Back to the
looks like
Future
a
too much.
villain. Like when he's relaxing his face, he has kind of a villainous face. He's got really dark eyes and like his brows overhang his eyes. And so he looks kind of angry. But then when he like goes wide eyed, you see the twinkle of Doc Brown in there. So I didn't see it at first. It took me a while.
What do you mean? He played Uncle Fester. You've seen him this way.
Okay. I haven't. I
You've never
wasn't
seen
allowed to
Adam's
watch the
Family?
Adams. No, I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Really?
My mom would say things were too dark. Hi, Mom, if you're listening. But yeah, no Adams family. But of course, I love creepy, dark things now. So I
Yeah.
don't think that ended out the way she wanted.
Uncle Fester is nightmare fuel, especially if you're a young kid watching this.
I guess that's why I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Yeah, but this was a very, very good movie. I think it was a perfect length too. It wasn't too long.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't too short. I felt like they.
Well, halfway through, sorry to cut in, I looked at my roommate and said, how is this film not over? Like, I thought that was the ending at one point. But
Mm,
anyway,
which part are you talking about? Where you thought it was the ending?
I think when he killed the first round of all the Eastern European guys' men,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, this is done. And then it was like, nope, here we go again.
Mm.
He was going to go after the Oblak, which is the mafia's like retirement fund, their version of it.
Yeah. You have to go for the boss though. He's the other guy, the Russian guy, when he was in the back of the car. That's just child's play. He needed to go
I
for
thought
everything.
I thought it was funny too when he was like, "Do you know who you just killed?" He was like, "No." And the guy was like, he was a 2%, stakeholder in the Oblak, and you think that's going to be a problem, but then they all go, "Yay!" Because then they
They
get
get
to
more money.
like they get to disperse his shares among them.
Yeah. Yeah, watch this movie if you can. It is good. If you especially if you like the John Wick movies, action movies, a little bit of comedy sprinkled in. Go ahead.
This one had a fair dose. I liked it, but it was subtle and it was dark.
Yeah.
It's the way they dressed him too. That's why it reminded me of Breaking Bad because you just saw this really mild, impotent man, and he's dressed so plainly. Like his hair is so plain and like just like, come on, Dad, change your hairstyle. Now it's been 40 years, and just everything about him seems like limp and innocuous
Yeah.
and harmless. Like he couldn't even protect his son. In that like you know break in. I just thought that was, I don't know. I like that. I like how they really fooled us. I didn't know where I was going with this. Like, oh, I was like, what's going to make this man finally break like it did with Walter White? Like he had a distinct breaking point. And this, it wasn't like that. I thought he was just going to blow one day. Like, just the working man taking the bus every day. I thought something was going to finally push him over the edge and he was going to get involved in some violence. But it turns out he was the violence. And I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's the subtle flip, right? Like you said that you think that somebody's gonna like lose their shit and go crazy, but he wanted to not lose his shit because he didn't kill that person in the very
You
beginning.
really, yeah, and you learn that, which you see that wisdom every once in a while where it's very zen, where being able to not react, that is the true enlightenment. And so for him to withhold, you see how powerful he actually was. And you knew something was up the first time he talked to Riza and he was like, what happened, man? And he's like, oh, well, the gun hadn't been fired in a long time. It was a Smith. No, it was a this. And then, he knew all these things about the gun, which I was like, what is this dad doing? But I really liked hearing Bob Odenkirk's voice narrate the film, like his internal dialogue. I don't think it was like I didn't even notice that it was being narrated by his own like internal dialogue because I just remember the point I think was finally the breaking point where he unleashed. He was like, "This girl's gonna get home safe tonight," and then it was like all hell broke loose from then on. So I liked hearing him say that, but I thought that was a death sentence for him. But instead, just his like kind of calm, really restrained voice, like you thought he was resigning and like giving his life for her, but in fact, he was just gonna open up a can on that bus.
Yeah, that's like something that he missed for so long because you could assume that the kid was like what in his teenage years.
Which kid? His
His
son?
son, yeah, he was probably like
Mm-hmm.
15,
He was in
16.
high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's been out of the game for a while, and then you find out towards I think like the middle of the film or towards the end that his character was kind of like the last person that the three-lettered agencies, the FBI, CIA, NSA, they send in where he can't arrest anyone, right? So he kills them. He's the cleanup guy, the last person that you see, and I don't know.
Was that believable? The, how he revealed his past. He was like, there was this one man, and they all beg in the end. And I had my gun at the back of his head, and he started begging for his life. But then he talked about his family. Do you really believe that that could change the heart of this cold-blooded killer?
Maybe, maybe,
I think it's because he talked about it. They did a good job where it was like he didn't just turn on Family Man one day. He was like, I was jealous and I wanted that. So
yeah,
I got it. And then I'm losing it, is what I believe he even says outright. He's like, and I realized I really liked it. So I'm going to, get it back.
yeah. Like it was the past, and then his breaking point was like letting this guy go, and then checking up on him. What was it like a year later or something like that?
Hmm.
And then realizing that he turned the straight and narrow path, and that someone who was skimming money from some very bad people that wanted him dead can turn his life around. It made him a little like, oh shit, I want to do this. It seems possible. And then long period of time where nothing happens, then he just goes off the rails. He's like, oh shit, I've been waiting so long for this.
Mm,
And then, like you said, he's like, yeah, I kind of like being a dad. And then it kind of like spices it up because then his wife. This was one of the funniest parts of the film, where after all like the bloodshed and the murder and stuff like that. I think the first night, right? No, what was it? It was after the bus thing, where she realized he was all bloody and stabbed and stuff.
yeah. And they had a talk.
Yeah, they had a talk, and then she was moist. You just knew it. And then she took down the Great Wall of Cock Block, and then just looked at one another.
No, she looked at him because he was asleep.
Well, yeah, he just opened a can of fucking whoop ass on people. That bus scene was ridiculous.
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like if you again, it goes back to like the John Wick stuff, you know, when he's in a club or whatever and he kills people with a pencil. Goes back to that ridiculousness. And then that very ending shot where the guy's like gasping for air because blood is filling his lungs. And he just cuts a little thing and takes a little straw and then just puts it in his airways, and the dude is literally breathing through a straw.
Well, what happened was he had to be intubated because Bob Odenkirk crushed his windpipe, so he couldn't breathe. So that's why putting the straw in to the windpipe, then he could breathe. And he would be talking out of probably
Dude's a
a
bad man.
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
he
fucked.
eventually dies, so oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
I'm
this
trying to
movie.
think what else.
I would have not
The
been mad.
music. The music was so good.
I don't
Did you
remember the
notice?
music.
Did you catch how the music throughout and then at the very end it was tied together with a nice little bow? He puts on a new record and he lights the fuse for the burn room with the needle on the record. He has time to get out. I thought that was so cool. I had never seen something like that. I was like, yeah, light a fuse with a record like spinning on a table.
I noticed
Cool.
that at the very end, but I didn't notice the music throughout.
Gotta watch it again. Listen to the music. It narrates the film too.
Okay. I think the final thing for me was seeing the Home Alone, the ode to Home Alone.
The Home Alone montage, yes. I was like, this is lit. Kevin McAllister, 50 years later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kevin McAllister owns a manufacturing plant, shuts it down, and then makes all these crazy ballistics.
Yes. I think that's it for me on this movie, though. I really enjoyed it. If you can watch it, please.
I agree.
You want to talk about the Nevers episode 4?
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah. Not much really happens in this. I mean, we do get some like bombshells, but kind of like just kind of boring throughout.
Mm-hmm.
So
Except for it was a little bit exciting to get some of the message decoded. I mean, that took a while though.
yeah, that was like the long project of the episode. So basically, TLDR, we find out that the person who sold out, I think Marie, her name is
Mary?
Mary, I don't remember. She was sold out by the lady with the, I don't know, destructive hands, seismic hands. I don't even know what you call that. She was like the muscle.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. That was something I was not expecting.
I don't remember what she could do.
She like touches things and it blows up, or like I don't even know how to explain it. Just combusts.
Yeah.
Her backstory was she didn't know she had powers until she held her kid, and then her kid died because hands bad.
She's like rogue.
Yeah, but far more violent. So we got that. Mallory got caught, right?
Malady.
Malady got caught.
I thought she was dead. I was like, yay. Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't there something with the inspector?
Well, he was gonna just like kill her. And they were like, no, she gets justice.
The inspector said that she gets justice.
Yeah.
The other guy wanted to kill her. Yeah, but there was something beforehand where he was about to beat these dudes up, and I guess they realized that he was like some famous boxer or something like that, like barehanded boxer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was about to light them up, and they were like, "Oh no, sorry, no, thank you." What else happened?
Man, that just made me think of how tattoos were a theme in Nobody. Do you remember Bob Odenkirk? He had like a tattoo of cards on his wrist. I forgot to mention that.
That was one of the when he went to the tattoo shop and the guy saw his tattoo. It was like, "Oh no, bye."
Yeah. And
Later.
that was hilarious too. Sorry to go back to this, but he shuts the door and it's just quiet. The camera lingers on the door, and then you hear all these locks, like, like as if it's Looney Tunes, like, lock, 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 lock. And then he sticks his head in the window, and then with his face still in the window, just slides it shut.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the movie. All right, so in the Nevers, Malady gets captured. It was a bit of a snooze. I was hoping she was gone for good.
Yeah, this was a very weak episode. A lot of people didn't like this episode. It was kind of boring. Just one of those setup episodes.
Well, you hope so. Like, is the show just gonna fizzle out, or is there gonna be any payoff?
I don't know. We'll see. We're definitely. I think this week we're getting part one of the finale. So by next week, by the time you're seeing, well, the Monday after you're seeing this or listening to this, the finale would have happened, I think. So I don't know. Maybe we could watch both of the episodes and get her done in one, like part one and part two.
That'd probably be best.
Yeah, I don't think dragging
It
it out.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't deserve like two different coverages.
Yeah.
We're only using one more segment on this show. Sorry, guys.
Well, we do have episode 5 to talk about, and then the thing. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, weak episode in my opinion. Just more setup. Not much. Not much to go on like who's the big bad. I still don't think Mallory, whatever the hell her name is. I still don't think she's like the big bad. I think she's just bait. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
there's someone that's like far more nefarious, but there's a lot of chips that haven't fallen yet. Like the military guy trying to set up the I don't know the guy who's using them as like a whorehouse or something. I don't know. I don't want to write this show off yet. I'm gonna watch episode 5 after we record, and we'll see.
Exactly.
We shall see. Definitely not as interesting as the first 3 episodes, though.
Mm-mm.
But we'll
First
see.
two in my book.
Yeah, well, I like to give some shows have like some setup episodes for the very finale. Hopefully, this one was just a setup episode, and they come with the heat right after. So that's it for me with the Nevers and everything else.
Yeah, that's all I have as well. This has been a fun episode. I love talking about Nobody and Jupiter's Legacy. Very good. We had some really good things to talk about today.
Yeah, I'm really excited about talking about Jupiter's Legacy when you've finally seen everything, because there's a lot of shit to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch another episode tonight.
Alrighty then.
All right. Well, everyone, hello. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, please, which you'll find at lowerbitrate.com. Join us for movie nights on Mondays at 7. Next week, we're watching Ready Player One. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.